So today's topic is excretion. Taking the excretory system, the human physiology, the excretion is nothing but as a elimination of the wastages from the body. Here, the introduction part we are taking the excretion we are taking. Earlierly, from the 700 years, from the 700 years onwards we are taking. The animals are evaluating and forming the differences, their organization. For example, earlier organism, like there is a modern sponges. So modern sponges we are taking. In these organisms, these are the marine organism, the earlierly. So we are taking the evolutionary point of view from the 700 years onwards, the organisms are going to evaluate and forming the differences. In this modern sponges we are taking, these are the marine organism. Here, these marine organisms, the organization of the sponges, their structure we are taking means the cells are accumulated as a mass. There is no a complex organization process. All the cells, each and every cell, we are taking each and every cell is surrounded by the marine water or sea water here. That means whenever these cells are going to metabolic process they are conducting, whatever it is the wastages they are forming, so those are removing by this marine water here. In case of the modern sponges we are taking. So later on in the evolution, the organisms are separated. So they are forming into a specialized organization. They are developed into the specialization into their organization of the cells. So how they becomes modified means they develop into the external membranes. So they are developed into the external membranes. Why they are developed into the external membranes means, so in the developmental stages of the animal kingdom, the later on the complex organization of the animals, the cellular arrangement or the complexity of the organisms, the cellular arrangement of the tissues or the organs is going to complexed here. Is going to complexed. So to maintain into the intracellular concentrations. Here, in case of the sponges we are taking, the intracellular concentrations are maintaining. So all these cells and whatever it is the excessive amount of the salts or the ions are presented, those are going to remove from these tissues by using of the water current here. But the developing organisms we are taking there, the complexity is going to increase. The tissue levels in the organ system levels are going to develop. Here these cells are also going to maintain to the intracellular concentration. Intracellular concentrations here. How they are going to maintain the intracellular concentration means by developing the external membrane. Their body external membrane is going to developing here. So what is the advantage of this external membrane? It is acting as a barrier. So it is act as a barrier and maintains the external environment and internal environmental concentrations here, concentration of the body fluids. So from the externally, whatever it is the external environment, outside of the body, the concentrations of the fluids and internal environment concentration, that is internal body fluid concentration, is going to separating by the development of the barrier that is called as external membranes are forming. So why these are forming the external membranes, these animals, means to maintain the internal environment actually. The concentration of the internal environment, the concentration of the body fluids, maintain the concentration of the body fluids, these are going to developing into this external membrane here. So this is the advantage, like these evolutionary changes is going to occurring into the organisms we are taking. So like this, these are going to maintains into the internal concentrations of the body. So how these are going to maintain the internal concentration, means by following of the mechanisms. Actually, the concentration, the internal concentration, extracellular, these are called as extracellular fluid. The extracellular fluid concentration is maintains the body homeostasis. So body homeostatic condition here. Homeostatic condition or homeostasis. So homeostasis means always maintain the same concentration. So that is called as a homeostatic condition here. So all the organisms, most of the organisms, they are always trying to maintain the homeostatic condition here. Their body concentration always maintains into the similarity. So this is occurs by the formation of the in these membranes, external membranes, and form the extracellular fluids. Extracellular fluids. So the extracellular fluids are going to developing here. So how these extracellular fluids and the intracellular fluids, these are going to separating here. Their concentrations are going to varying from one animal to the another animals we are taking. Our external environment or the intracellular fluids of the animals are going to changes here. For example, fresh water, brackish water. So brackish water, land animals or terrestrial animals, these are going to varying their concentration. So and maintaining their homeostasis, they are maintaining the. So here the diversification is occurs into the extracellular fluid concentration into the all these animals. Fresh waters are maintained the one type of the concentration, brackish water animals are maintained the one type of the concentration, like there is a land or the terrestrial animals, they are maintained the one type of the extracellular fluid concentration. So by this way, the animals are going to diversificating. That means they are going to differing here. Freshwater is animals are like this, water animals are like this, brackish water animal, terrestrial. So like this, the differentiations are forming. How these are going to maintain? How these are going to controlling? So this concentration, body fluid concentration, means by three methods, they are called the osmotic regulation here. One is the osmotic regulation. Second one is the ionic regulation. Third one is the nitrogenous excretion. Here. So these are the three methods. By following of these three methods, the organisms are maintains the concentrations here. Osmotic regulation, ionic regulation, the nitrogen excretion here. So one by one we can be studying the what is mean by the osmotic regulation, ionic regulation, and the nitrogenous excretion process we are taking. First one is the osmotic regulation. First one is the osmotic regulation. Osmotic regulation. So osmotic regulation, it is a process. Here controlling of osmotic pressure in body fluids is a process is called as a osmotic regulation. So what it is going to occur into the osmotic regulation means the body fluid concentration, that is the body fluid, so osmotic pressure into the body fluids are controlling by the osmotic regulation. So here what it is happened, what it is mean by the controlling of osmotic pressure means across the membranes, across the plasma membranes here. So that is the body fluids we are taking, body fluids crosses or across the membrane of body. Here what it is, body fluids across the membrane of the body. That means water molecules you are taking, water molecules. So water molecules crossing these membranes here, the body. So membranes you are, that is also these plasma membranes are going to crossing by the water molecules and maintains into the concentration. So this comes under the osmotic regulation. So by the molecular movement, water molecular movement, it maintains into the pressure into the extracellular fluids and the intracellular fluids here. So their homeostasis is maintained. So this is the first control. Second one we are taking means ionic concentration, ionic regulation. Ionic regulation here. So ionic regulation. Here it is also the same, the process, ionic regulation, the controlling of ions, extracellular fluids. Here the body fluids, they are taking the body fluids. In the body fluid, the ionic concentrations are going to control. So ions are going to control here. That is the movement of the ions across into the membranes of the body is controlling. The process is called as the ionic regulation. So like this osmotic regulation, ionic regulation, these two are maintains the concentration of the body fluid. And finally we are taking the third method, that is the third step in the homeostasis, that is the nitrogenous excretion here, nitrogenous excretion. So excretion we are taking. In case of the body cells we are taking by their metabolic processes. So metabolic process we are taking means nitrogenous components are producing. So these nitrogenous components are excreted out through a specific structures are going to producing. The animals we are taking means specific structures are developed into the evolution. So through those specific structures, these are going to excreting into these nitrogen wastes, whatever they are producing the metabolic process in the each and every cell we are taking. So how they are generally, the excretion of the nitrogenous component, nitrogenous wastages are occurs by the kidney. The higher animals we are taking, the kidneys are excreted into the nitrogen wastes. Along with the kidney, some other structures into the animals, like there is a gills, skin, sweat glands, so these are some other organs they are utilizing to excreted into the nitrogen wastages in the animals. Different type of the animals are utilizing into these different categories of the structures or the organs to excreted into these nitrogenous wastages. So like this, in the body we are taking the body homeostasis. To maintain the body homeostasis, osmotic regulation is occurring and the ionic regulation is occurring and the nitrogenous wastage is also occurring here. So like this, the organisms, they are going to maintain the body concentrations here, the body fluid concentration or cellular concentration we are taking this. Next one here, the organisms based on into the concentration maintenance of the organism. Organisms are majorly differentiate into the two types here. They are the conformers, and the second one is the osmoregulators. So osmoconformers and the osmoregulators. What is mean by the osmoconformers means the organisms based on into the environment, their surrounding environment. So mostly the organisms are going to changes into their body concentrations here. Some animals we are taking. So here the osmoconformers. Here these animals, the animals so which are going to changes body concentration here. Body concentration is going to change with changing of environment. So environment. Suppose the environmental conditions are going to change. So these organisms are going to change into their body concentrations here. For example, you are taking the fishes. The osmoconformers these are. That means when their surrounding environmental concentrations are going to change, automatically their body concentrations also according to they are going to changes into the narrowly, not into the broad way. These are going to a narrow variations are occurs means according to that variations either the increasing the body concentration or the decreasing of the body concentration they are doing. So these are comes under the osmoconformers here. Then the osmoregulators. Here these are into the animals, the same like this it can be defined. So these are the animals, the osmoregulators. Here the osmoconformers are going to changing when the changing of the environmental concentration. But here these organisms are maintain similar concentrations when it changes into the environmental concentration here. So these are not going to changes into their body concentration even though the environmental concentrations are going to changes here. So those type of animals are called as osmoregulators here. Osmoregulator, they are always maintains into the same. For example, some of the reptiles we are taking, so they comes under the osmoregulator forms. They are always maintains in the similar body concentration here. So based on into here the osmoregulators again based on the salinity, these are going to differentiate. The marine animals we are going to differentiate into the two forms here. Stenohaline and euhaline. Stenohaline and the euhaline. So stenohaline means here these animals are low or narrow concentration changes are tolerate here. So some of the animals they are able to tolerate into the narrow concentration changes. They comes under the stenohaline animals here. For example, you are taking the goldfishes. Goldfish. So fishes we are taking, these are comes under the stenohaline. So a slight variations, a narrow concentration changes are occurs, these are able to tolerate. A larger variations are occurs means these are not going to tolerate here. So these are comes under the steno. So these are called as the euryhaline. So euryhaline are the true regulators here. So these euryhaline animals we are taking, so these are able to tolerate a broad or the large variations in concentrations here. So in the concentration, the surrounding concentration becomes into the large variations are forming. That time also these animals are going to tolerate here. So these are comes under the euryhaline animals here. Example salmons here. So salmons, example is the salmons here. So like these, the organism based on into the concentrations, so their surroundings, they are going to tolerate or they are going to maintain their body concentration. They are differentiated as a stenohaline animals or the euryhaline animals here. So these are into the two major types of the animals, those who are going to maintain into the ionic concentration here. Osmotic concentration, based on the osmotic concentration, so osmoconformers and osmoregulators, and based on the ionic concentration, so stenohalines and the euryhalines animals here. Then here the nitrogen excretion we are taking, means based on into the animals, the nitrogenous component is going to excreted here. So here we are taking to the nitrogenous wastages, nitrogen excretion. So they are excreting into a different concentrations here. Animals are going to excreting. For example, you are taking the fishes. So fishes you are taking low concentration of nitrogen waste is excreting. Nitrogenous waste is going to excreting. So when we are going to the fishes to the mammals, so fishes to the mammals, the concentration of the nitrogen wastages are going to increasing here. Why? Here the fishes are directly the availability of the water. In case of the marine water, freshwater fishes we are taking, so they are directly available to water. Water content is more available here. So that only the freshwater fishes, freshwater animals we are taking, means their body concentration maintains the surrounding compared to the surrounding concentration, body ionic concentration is higher. They are maintained into the higher concentration they are made. Suppose in the marine water, marine animals we are taking, body concentration they maintains into the lower here. They are maintained into the lower. So in case of the marine animals. So whether you are taking to the land animals you are taking, they maintains the body water maintains higher amount here. So their body water content is maintained to the higher in the terrestrial animals, marine water and the fresh water. Here the water availability is the more, so no need to maintain into the water content here. These are maintained into the body concentrations here. Higher concentration is maintained into the fresh water, low concentrations is maintained into the marine water compared to their surrounding concentrations here, compared to their surroundings here. So like this, the organisms are regulating the body concentration, the body fluids and the body concentration to maintain into the homeostasis here. So this is regarding to the introduction part we are taking. Here the mode of excretion we are taking. Mode of excretion. So mode of excretion we are taking. How the animals are going to excrete it and what type of the excretions they are conducting, means generally any one of the animals in the evolution we are taking. That means in case of the vertebrate onwards we are taking. The lower animals, they are not specifically developed into the excretory structures. In case of the vertebrates onwards we are taking, means they are going to develop into the specific structures for the excretion process here. Specific excretory organs. Excretory organs are developed here. So developed here. Generally these are the primitive form of the vertebral forms we are taking. They are developed. The primitive of the vertebrates or vertebral animals we are taking. So there one type of the excretion, or the lower organisms we are taking, there another type of that. So totally a tubular excretory structures are developed here. So tubular excretory structures are developed into the animals. So these are named as a protonephridia and metanephridial cells. So protonephridial cells and the metanephridial cells here. So protonephridia, this is a simple tubular structure, and the metanephridia, it is also a simple tubular structure. So initially, the earlier animals we are taking, the primitive form of the vertebrates and the non-vertebrates we are taking. So these two types of the tubular structure involving into the excretion process. So in the higher animals like that as the mammals we are taking a complexed tubular. This is also tubular structure that is called kidney is going to developing into the higher animals here. So these animals are these structures here. For example, the protonephridia. So the protonephridia, the lower organisms like that as a platyhelminthes, and amphimixis and nematodes. So these are the primitive form of animals we are taking. So platyhelminthes we are taking, the protonephridia is the excretory structures, they are forming into the flame cells. And amphimixis you are taking solenocytes. So solenocytes are producing, so these are the excretory organs into the amphimixis here. And the nematodes we are taking rennet cells are producing they are developing into the nematodes. So these are all the modifications of the protonephridia, a simple tubular excretory unit here. And like that as a metanephridia, so structures we are taking, these are forming the Malpighian cells are forming, Malpighian structures are forming most of the insects. So insects we are taking Malpighian structure. Antennary glands are forming. And green glands are forming. For example, antennary glands in case of the crustaceans. So and green glands. So here crustaceans and spiders. Crustaceans you can. So spiders we are taking means the green glands are formed. So like this, different animals. So metanephridia is forming into this type of the structure. These type of the specific structures are going to develop. So by using of protonephridia or the metanephridia, the animals are going to excreting into the nitrogen wastages. In case of the higher animals, like that is a mammals we are taking, these metanephridial forms only, they are going to complexedly they are formed. Complexed kidney structure is forming. The kidneys are so excreting into the nitrogenous wastages. There they are developing into the nephridia. So nephridial structures are the tubular complex nephridial structures are forming into the kidney. So like this, by using of these specific structures, organisms are going to excretate the nitrogen wastage and maintains into the osmotic concentration, ionic concentration and the body fluid concentrations here. Next of all, so based on the excretory products, the animals are differentiated majorly. In case of the marine water and the fresh water, aquatic animals, they are taking. Here the availability of the water is abundant. so that only these animals are directly they are releasing their wastages, nitrogen wastage. Actually, nitrogen wastage, how it is forming? The nitrogen wastages are forming in the metabolic process, protein oxidation process. So when the proteins means nothing but as an amino acid. The amino acids are going to oxidize it. Ammonia is released. The byproduct is the ammonia. So it is a highly toxic substance. Here, in case of the aquatic animals like that as the fishes or amphibians. So we are taking these animals already they are surviving into the water only, the aquatic animals. So abundant amount of the water is available. So directly whatever it is ammonia they are going to producing, directly they are releasing into the water here. So these are called as a ammoniotic organisms. So ammoniotic organisms. Here water availability is more. In case of the reptiles, so reptiles we are taking, here the water availability is less here, so that only these are not going to losing their water from their body. So to conserve into the water from the body loss, so the reptiles are going to convert the ammonia as a uric acid here, uric acid. So these are going to convert it as a dry crystalline solid substance that is called as a uric acid. So these are called as a uricotilic animals here. In case of the mammals, so mammals we are taking means mammals in the humans we are taking means the ammonia is converted as a urea and uric acid. So urea and the uric acid form. So these are called as a ureotilic animals. Ureotilic animals here. So these are based on it the type of the nitrogen waste whatever they are going to excreting, based on that the organisms are differentiate the aminotilic organism, uricotilic organism and the ureotilic organism here. So like this the three types of the animals based on the excretory products they are going to differ. So among these ammonia is the most toxic compared to the ammonia. Uric acid is less toxic and compared to the uric acid urea is the very less toxic here. Here, based on the conservation of the water and the water source availability, the organisms are modified the nitrogen waste and they are going to excrete it either by the directly or by the conversion form or their derivative of the nitrogen. They are going to excreting ammonia, urea, uric acid forms here. So this is the mode of excretion. So mode of nitrogen based excretion, the animals are differentiated into these three major types here.